Well, this week we recorded Ring of Steel.
Ring of Steel. The Ring of Steel. The Ring of Steel.
The Ring of Steel.
So here we are at the Ring of Steel to record some really cool weapons from the pros. Ring of Steel.
The Ring of Steel is a theatrical combat organization.
They performed on multiple sets and movie sets.
The Ring of Steel is a group of people who train every week to be the best theatrical combat performers they can be.
So when superheroes and supervillains fight, it's not always hand-to-hand, you know? There's usually weapons of some sort, and we needed those sounds for the library.
The Ring of Steel has over 2,000 individual weapons of nearly 200 types.
They had swords, axes, shields, chainmail.
Does it come in black? Oh, it does. It comes in black.
I personally really enjoyed their fight sequences.
These sequences are used in various forms when they go to like festivals or, you know, to record a movie.
Their fight sequences were extremely complex. I really struggled to understand how they remember all that.
We were fortunate enough that the Ring of Steel had their whip master there.
The Ring of Steel had bullwhips of every kind and length.
Rick actually had some of us clip so we could get the trail after the whip, while other people actually got the impact.
Where it got cool was when they brought out the fire whip. When the whip cracks, it aerosolizes the kerosene to create a massive fireball.
Ring of Steel, whips of fire.
I think the coolest sounding weapons were the flaming ones. Nothing says I'm cool like performing choreography with a flaming weapon.
I was holding the really directional NTG-8 microphone, and they got to get up really close to me and do some really cool pass-bys.
I'm pretty sure Opie was wetting himself when Diane was getting close to him with the spinning balls of flaming death.
All right, so not only did he lose the screw to the blimp, but he's also singed the
I'm not the one flinging fire over my
listen, man.
face.
I was singeing blimps before you were born.
The fire performers were blazing.
They were hot.
The fire performers were very talented. It was really cool because there were different fire toys that we were recording.
I got into a couple close calls where I could actually feel the fluid on my arms. I was like, oh my God, am I about to burn up, you know?
One thing that really scared me was there was this girl with the fire staff, and she's twirling around, you know, doing her thing, and all of a sudden it hits the ground, and it just bounces back up. And for a second, I thought the fire had hit her in the face, and I had like a mini heart attack, but she ended up being okay.
This recording session was a monumental moment in the chop shop. Ric Viers, Rick's son, came out with us for the very first time.
Ring of Steel.
Sean stood in the middle of the action with the stereo microphone and captured everything.
I got to record for the first time with all the interns and my dad.
Rick was overjoyed to be able to work with his son.
So you use hand signals. So, yeah, there you go. Done, you got it. And that's it, buddy.
We brought the Ring of Steel back to the chop shop because their area that we were recording in was extremely live. So we decided to bring them back here in a controlled environment, and really we just wanted to bring them home with us.
When the Ring of Steel came to our Foley stage, they brought a whole variety of swords, daggers, and shields.
Chris and some of his friends had actually appeared in Army of Darkness, and he had one of the shields left over from his time on the set.
My favorite weapon was probably the Greek sword. I'm a bit of a history buff for ancient Greece and ancient Rome and things like that.
I've always had a special place in my heart for really long broadswords.
I actually thought the daggers were pretty cool. Mainly because when I picture myself as a medieval assassin, I see myself as someone who would be using dual-wield weapons. And the daggers would work perfectly for that.
The maestro of the Ring of Steel, Chris, is a true professional. When we realized his pants were making a bit of a noise in our recordings, he simply removed the problem.
So first, Chris tried to just use his upper torso to get around and do things that way. It was a little bit too constricting for him though. In the middle of one of the takes, drops his drawers right there in the middle of all of us.
He had his pants off. He did not arrive without pants.
It's a pretty ballsy move.
At first, I thought he was just kind of kidding around, poking fun. but it didn't stop.
Take your pants off, take your pants off.
When the pants came off, the first thing that went through my mind was complete surprise. Look away!
I couldn't.
But the guy's a professional. I respect his decision.
It really didn't faze me. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. If we're picking up his pants, take them off.
I come from a theater background, so that didn't really faze me at all.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, and I forgot my pets. Prepare to die.
The cool thing about working with the Ring of Steel is that one of their members, Diane, is actually a sound major. The fact that Diane was a sound major really made it easy to work with them on a professional level.
So she understood how to work in a recording session, how to work with microphones, how to position herself and the weapon in front of the microphones.
It was really nice working with professionals because they acted professionally and they could get things done in a timely manner, and they valued us and we valued them, and it was nice. We all lived happily ever after.
I want you to get as close as you're comfortably possible. If something happens and you get injured, I just want on record that I told you to stay as far away as possible. But stay as far away as possible. Don't go close.
You know, Casper does silly things too. He looks dumb all the time. You just can't see it. He looks dumb right now.
Ring of Steel. 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 Look, it's the Ring of Steel.